Remember these things? Used to be able to make a phone call for a dime. Hello? No one's there.
This is pretty much the worst video ever made.
Napoleon, like anyone can even know that.
Hello my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. Today we're going to be working on this old payphone here that I got for free recently. It was posted up on Facebook in a local group called Buy Nothing. If you live in a community, you might check it out. Buy Nothing group. It'd be like Buy Nothing Spokane if you're in Washington, or Buy Nothing Cincinnati, or whatever. Buy Nothing my area. This popped up for free and I just couldn't say no to it. I don't know why, but I think it'll make some pretty cool garage art or something like that. So let's take a look at if we can get this thing apart and the inner workings of it and a few other things. So of course the first initial impressions of this thing, it doesn't have the coin box, which is kind of good because I've heard that getting these things open is very difficult, and also the lock on this side has been removed, which I also heard very difficult to open those and difficult to pick them. I do a little bit of amateur lock picking on motorcycles and stuff like that because I get a lot of them without keys, but I've heard that they're very difficult to pick. These keys can be accessed sometimes. For these you can get those, but the lockbox keys are hard to get. There's another sort of a key thing to get the front off of this thing, which I want to try to do because this thing is ridiculously heavy. I'm going to throw it on the scale here and we'll see how much it weighs, and then I think if we can get this thing open, we'll try to gut it a little bit so it still looks like a phone. But let's see how much it weighs starting. Hopefully you can see that. It's over 42 pounds. Holy smokes, that thing is heavy. All right, let's see if we can get this thing open. There's groups of people who restore these things, or I don't know what else they do with them, but like I said, I just thought it was interesting. But anyway, there's a special key for this, but I have this special key, which I think, like I said, I was messing with it. It seems like it's working to kind of open this thing. What should happen now is this front should come off. And I can see inside of here that there is some levers in here that go up. I don't think I've got it all the way. But if I get a small screwdriver, there's a little bit of access there to those levers, so maybe I can pop one of them up. And then that front should come off once we get that moving. So let me get a slender screwdriver and see if I can move that lever up. All right, I think I've got it. And this comes off. Oh, there's a wire attached back here. Let me bring you in here, show you. Whoa, this thing's heavy. There's the wire right there. Reach in there and pull that out, and then the front face comes off. Hey, there's my dime. All right, well, I didn't lose any money yet. And there's all the inner workings of this unit. So I think what I'm going to try to do is see if we can get all that stuff out of there and reduce the weight on this thing. So I don't know what's holding it all in there, but we'll start on the bottom here. I see a big screw there. There's another wire. Pop that out. Pretty interesting how this all works. I don't know where that dime ends up. Let's see where that goes here. No, it's in there now. Now I lost my dime. No, it's in here somewhere now. So let's see if we can't figure out how to get all this goodies out of here and lighten this thing up a little bit. Okay. This looks like this is all going to come out somehow. Maybe. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never worked on one of these before. Anyone here worked on one of these before? I have no idea what I'm doing. But that's pretty pretty popular in my garage, honestly. Don't go thinking that just because I make a lot of videos that I know what I'm doing. There we go. Something's happening. Couple of wires attached there. Let's just set that aside. Okay, that's out. Now this feels like it wants to come out, but something's holding it. There's a screw right here holding that piece. Let's see if we can take that out. And anything we take out should reduce the weight of this whole thing. I don't know. I'm just going to start taking screws out. Let's see. I think I saw there was a couple of Allen head bolts under here. So I'll take those out next. All right, so I removed those two Allen head bolts there. And it looks like that's out. That's out. And that's out. And that's out. All right. Now, this case is still really heavy. I still don't have my dime back. Oh well, I'll find it. I think what I'd like to do is try to make something to cover this. So we'll take a look at what I have here in inventory and see if we can make something as a cover there. But I think it's probably stripped about as far as I'm going to be able to strip it out here and still look like a telephone. I don't know what that does. And maybe I'd like to make, I don't know what I could take off of here. If I pull that off, is it going to pull the whole face off? Well, let's find out. Okay, so got a lot of stuff removed here. This piece here, I'm probably going to have to figure out a way to get that back in here, because that's what holds the cord in, I believe. Yep, that holds the cord in, so that's going to have to go back in somehow. I don't know. I'll figure that out. And this piece is going to have to go in, but I can cut all these wires off of it, or disconnect them, I guess. Maybe I'll disconnect them. Maybe I could figure out a way to make this work again. I don't think so. It'd be kind of cool if it could, but I don't have a landline anyway, so I'm probably just going to cut these, and that'll make someone sad. So I will figure out what I'm going to do to thin this out, put this back on, and we'll see once I get this back together how much weight we've removed. Well, maybe I should have paid a little bit more attention when I took this apart, but I kind of got it jammed back in there, put a couple screws back in here, didn't cut any wires. So I guess if someone was crazy enough to want to wire this thing up, they could figure it out. And I will try to get this put back on the case, and let's see how much it weighs after taking all this stuff out. Don't know how well you're able to see that. 33 pounds, 7 ounces. We took almost 10 pounds of stuff out of here. So now let's try to clean it up a little bit. I don't know, maybe some light steel wool on that and see how that looks, and then figure out what we want to do down here. Some steel wool stuff. It's kind of taking it off, but the finish is pretty ruined on this thing. It'll clean it up a little bit. Maybe I'll hit it with some metal polish after the fact. Pack Bell, did you think they still exist? I don't know. All those places probably got eaten up by the wireless networks. I'm not even sure if Pack Bell is even still a thing. How often do you even see a payphone anymore? Occasionally you do. All right, we'll clean this up. I'll hit it with some metal polish and I'll show you the end results. Hopefully you can tell the difference here. I briefly polished those buttons and I didn't touch those. Took a lot of, who knows how many grubby fingers have been on there. Polished that side, didn't polish that side. But as you can see, it's not a perfect situation here, but it's cleaning up okay. We'll continue. I'll finish this up, get these last two buttons. I didn't hit that yet. That's just with the steel wool. It looks better. So I'll polish it all up and we'll come on back. I couldn't find any metal polish. I just had this polishing compound, but I'm even doing it on the handset here, headset, whatever. This side polished, and this side unpolished. It's working. Keep going. Now to make a cover for this coin box, I was looking around, and every time I get new license plates, I keep the old ones. So here's an old license plate, and it looks like it should work. So I think what I'll do is I'll try to make a cardboard template, transfer it over here, and then cut it out. Maybe make some tabs off to the side, fold them over, jam it in there, maybe put it in with some double-side tape or something. I don't know. It's just to cover it. It'll look better than having an open hole there. So something similar to this. I have to adapt it just a little bit. I got the corners kind of right by using the flashlight. So if you ever have to cut something curved, just look around. You know, you have all kinds of round things, stickers, whatever, and try to find something that closely matches the radius. But I'll transfer that over to the license plate and cut it out. I have a couple license plates, so worst case scenario, it'd be nice to use this edge because it already has a rounded edge, but got those holes there. I mean, maybe I could make a bracket to go in here and then put it in with some bolts, but I'd prefer it just to be kind of stuck in there. Nothing too fancy, but I made it kind of press fit. There you go. Put this thing back in here. I don't know what's supposed to hold that in, but we'll let gravity hold it in. How's that sound? It looks better. Let's put that back on, see how she looks. Look at her gleaming in the sun there. It definitely looks better with that fake coin box on there. I spent a little bit of time with some metal polish. I could probably get that cleaned up too. Sand it probably with some 400 grit or something, but for now. And I was thinking, how cool would this look to put Call Tom's Tinkering and Adventures or something up here. So let me go sit down at the computer for a couple minutes, and if I don't get distracted watching other YouTubers, you know who you are. Some of you YouTubers watch my channel, and I get addicted watching yours. But I think that would be pretty cool. Maybe put it down here too. I don't know. I'll do a little measurement and see if I can't figure it out. I got some card stock if the printer works. We'll see. Well, it's nothing fancy, but I whipped it up quick. I'm not the best at design, and we're almost out of ink on the printer, but there you go. That's pretty cool. We'll come up with something for the bottom. Now, I don't have a whole lot of wall space. Where the heck am I going to put this thing? Maybe over here next to my PBR sign, I guess. So I need to figure out a way to mount it. This thing's still pretty heavy, and the back of it doesn't have like simple way to mount it. So what I was thinking was to cut out a piece of plywood, maybe a little bit bigger, and then screw it in from the inside to the plywood, a couple of wood screws or something. So let me think about that, and we'll see if we can hang it up. There we go, a little piece of wall art. Looks pretty decent, huh? There's a stud right there, as you can see from the split in the drywall. So I got a couple screws into the studs, and I really should probably take it back off again and put some drywall anchors, but really one of them was holding it pretty good. I had two in the studs, and then I put two just into the drywall. That's no good, but for now that will work. Since the cover comes off pretty easy now that I figured it out, I just put the screw straight into the back of this thing, and it's holding. I love it. Can't beat it. Well, thank you very much for joining me on this fun little adventure. Sometimes, you know, just silly things you see. You have to have a little bit of imagination. I'm usually not the best at that, but every once in a while I come up with something interesting, and I just thought it would make a cool garage piece. Who knows, maybe I'll pass it off to someone else later. It would make a pretty cool mailbox. You could do anything with it. So if you see stuff free, cheap, use your brain a little bit and think about what you might want to do with it, because you know, it makes a cool conversation piece at the very least. All right, if you're liking my content, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below if you would, please. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.